Locked up and they about to let him out. Diddy has officially gotten his release date. We have Kourtney Kardashian, who is selling lollipops for your coochie. Katy Perry has gone official with Justin Trudeau. And have I officially swapped on over to Team K-Fed? We have a lot to discuss today. I hope you're ready for it. Let's dive in. This is No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Happy Monday. It is Halloween week. What are you doing for Halloween this week? Are you getting dressed up? Are you getting Liddy City? Do you have a party that you're going to be going to? Let me know what your plans are. We have so much to get into today. But also book club. So we did have our bonus book club because technically I want to remind everybody we did already have our monthly book club, and that was 107 Days by Kamala Harris. So we did an extra bonus book club, which was the Kevin Federline book. That episode or that book recap is available on Supercast. So it is in Supercast. It is for Zacktivated members only. Just a reminder, book club is for Zacktivated members only. So bonus episodes and book club episodes are for the Zacktivated membership on No Filter All Access. So you can access both of those new episodes. I did the K-Fed book, and then I did a bonus episode that's available with some tea from the past week. That's all available on there. So you can go on No Filter All Access and subscribe there. And then we have our next Zoom. We always do a Zoom the first Sunday of the month. That'll be this upcoming Sunday, I believe, is November 2nd. So November 2nd, we'll talk about, I guess, whatever you guys want to talk about, but we'll also talk about the K-Fed book a little bit. A lot to get into. I can't promise that you're going to love me by the end of the book club, but just know, like, we go in very open-minded, but I am going to say coming out of it, I think I may be leaning a little more towards Team K-Fed. And I know you're going to get mad and you're going to be like, what? How dare you? Free Britney, blah, 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 blah. But listen, I was always on the team of like, we are uncertain. I don't see the Zoom link in my email because there was no Zoom link. You guys, the Zoom will happen this upcoming Sunday on November 2nd. So when that Zoom link has been set, you will get the Zoom link for this upcoming Sunday's Zoom, which will be this weekend. But as far as the episode, the bonus episode is available on No Filter All Access. So you can go on No Filter All Access and you can access both of those bonus episodes. Zoom links you'll get via email, but the Zoom will happen this upcoming Sunday, November 2nd. Gwen says, I'll have to figure out my subscription. Oh, okay. Tanya says, Team Protect the Children. Okay, so yeah, Tanya's read the book, I can tell. And so that's ultimately like the biggest swaying force. And I went into the K-Fed book, and there were a lot of parts that I kind of gloss over in the recap. But like for the most part, I'm going to say by the end of it, I'm Team K-Fed. I am Team K-Fed for sure. Because I just, but my position with Britney and the Free Britney movement was she's never, like, she was thrown into fame at a very young age. And it was very abundantly clear when we saw her shave her head and we saw her with the umbrella moment. Like, we clearly saw that she had an emotional, mental breakdown. Like, she was not well at that time. And we witnessed all of that play out. So now we can kind of, go back and K-Fed gives his perspective on things. He doesn't get much into the conservatorship because he's like, I didn't really have much of a part of that. But like, these were the experiences that I had with Britney, and it was really challenging co-parenting with her. But and part of it was like, okay, K-Fed, like, how much do you really like? How much can we trust you? How much can we trust your word? But when you listen to him, he really seems like he's stabilized a bit after his bad boy era and like really prioritized his kids and prioritized his two boys with Britney. And is doing everything with the intention of protecting them, which I know sounds kind of crazy that he's writing a book about all this and how is that protecting him? And that was my lens, right? Was like, how is he actually protecting them by putting this book out there and throwing all of this shit? But he explains that the Free Britney fans, like, they harass his kids very often. They get mad at, like, and I understand, like, knowing the crazy fandoms that are out there and, like, how ride or die hard, whatever, like, people get so rabid on the internet that I can't even imagine what it's like for, like, Britney Spears and her fans. And he talks about how, like, she's never tamed her fans at all. If anything, she just kind of fires them up even more and peddles more conspiracy theories for them, and constantly makes herself out to be a victim. And one thing that her fans don't do is ever hold her accountable or make her take responsibility for her own life, especially as a mother and her relationship with her boys. And the boys are scared of her. Like, that was the biggest turning point for me, was to see how much of her behavior affected the boys. And to the point where K-Fed didn't even, he's like, I would send them over for visitation and they would come back and they would tell me all these crazy stories and I didn't believe them. So they started filming her. They started filming Britney so that they can show K-Fed what was actually going on when they were in her care. And then from there, they didn't want to go. They were afraid of her. And that's the part that's really tough. And then you see the fans, and the fans are getting on the kids, and it's sad. Tanya says the boys are both adults. I would imagine if there were untrue allegations in the book, they would come forward and make a statement, but neither have done that. Yeah. And he says that, like, this is because he doesn't want his boys to have to go out in the world and defend him. So he wanted to put it in his own words. And he's like, listen, this is my line of defense. I don't want my kids to have to go out there and defend me against their mom because I've stayed quiet all this time. But, like, here's the truth. She was breastfeeding she was trying to breastfeed while pregnant. She would, ignore the boys' food intolerances and give them things. And, I think Jaden had eczema and she would continue to give him food that he wasn't supposed to eat. And then the eczema would get bad and she just wouldn't care. Or, like, they were allergic to horses, but yet she would still take them to the horse range to ride horses. And, they would always have reactions to the horses. And she never took it that seriously. She's like, it's not that big of a deal. They're just allergies, whatever. And, he talks about how everybody in her life is afraid of her. Her staff, she's constantly hiring and firing people. So nobody ever tells her no. If they do challenge her, she fires them. At least when she was under the conservatorship, she wasn't able to do that. I don't know. It's very layered. And there's a lot more than just the whole Britney should be free and have bodily autonomy. Tanya says drinking while pregnant and doing coke. Yeah. And she was, eating the pasta while she was pregnant and breastfeeding as well. And he was like, she's never admitted that she has a substance abuse problem. She's never admitted that she has an issue with substances at all. He talks about how she would break out of rehab and all these crazy things. And it's just like, that's tough when you're raising boys and trying to provide some sort of stability, considering they were thrown into this ultra famous life. It's a lot, but I definitely, as much as it killed me by the end of it to be like, wait, I actually think I feel for K-Fed, and I think I'm team K-Fed here. And I don't think Britney's intentionally chaotic or intentionally trying to harm anybody, but I just think she has very real mental health struggles. And unfortunately, what the Free Britney movement did was give her so much freedom and so much autonomy that maybe she did need some guidance. And I'm not to say that her dad, Jamie, is perfect by any means, because he gets into that and how Jamie had a drinking problem and how Jamie and Britney both have crazy tempers and they would get into crazy fights with each other. So I don't know if it was the healthiest thing for Jamie to be the one to head that conservatorship for Britney. But it's very clear that she does need help and she's not getting that help. And a lot of her fans are enabling her bad behavior in the name of Free Britney. And Kevin's like, we need a Save Britney movement, because I'm starting to see a lot of the erratic behavior that I saw back in the day now come back now that she has this full freedom. And he's like, and that's what scares me, because this is not going to end well. And I also have questions. Remember, she was dancing with knives and she's like, they're fake knives. These knives aren't real. They're all fake. Now I have questions, and I think maybe they are real knives. Like, there's a lot. There's a thing with her and knives and slashing things, and she would slash the furniture and she would slash up her car seats. Even the boys said that, like, they would wake up and she would just, like, she'd be staring at them with a knife in her hand. Like, and imagine your mom waking up in the middle of the night and be like, Mom, what are you doing? And she's just standing there staring at you with a knife in her hand. They said that she would have these episodes where they would hear her in the kitchen and she would just be screaming and breaking dishes and throwing things. Nannies would quit because they didn't know how to take care of the kids and take care of Britney at the same. Like, they didn't know how to navigate all of it. It was a lot. Like, it's a lot. Yeah. Tanya said she stabbed up her G-Wagon upholstery and left the knives in it. Yeah, to the point where they had to remove all the knives from her house. Like, It's wild. Sarah J says she's very unwell. Team, keep them all safe from each other and themselves. I agree. I agree. Gwen says it's really sad. Those boys just needed a stable life. I do believe he tried to give them that. Yeah, I think K-Fed tried his best to give them the stable life that they deserved, you know? Michelle says, sad that when support ends, he makes a book. Well, he also has to provide for them. I don't know if it's sad that because the child support, like he has to provide for these kids. He still has to work. He still has to provide for them. And Brittany's certainly not providing. They don't want to be around their mom. They haven't seen her in years based off of the way that she treated them. And it's crazy when you actually hear, the things that she was doing. I understand why they want no relationship with them. How does Kevin know about the knives if he wasn't there or talked to her in years? He had a co-parenting relationship with her. He doesn't say that he hasn't talked to her in years. He's had, not years since she's been taken out of the conservative. Listen, I'm not here to defend K-Fed. You can read the book yourself. I'm just saying a lot of the people that are countering K-Fed haven't, and listen, I had a lot of these same thoughts myself, but a lot of the people that are like trying to fight back at K-Fed's claims are people that have not read the book. And I felt very differently before reading the book. And now I feel differently. Or he says that there were always these lawsuits from security or nannies and people that would try to sue Britney for her treatment towards them or for the things that they witnessed around her. And they would try to out that publicly. And Jamie would just kind of pay them off and pay off settlements to keep them quiet. But Kevin said that there were a lot of allegations that those he would see in some of those lawsuits as it pertained to the way she treated the kids, that at first he didn't believe or he would dismiss or he would think that this was just a cash grab. And it wasn't until the kids started speaking out and the kids started sharing things and recording her and showing him the video recordings. And they're the ones that have chosen to not have the kids have chosen to not have a relationship with Britney. That was their choice. And he's always encouraged them to have that. He's like, even when she was on tour, like it wasn't the best thing for the boys to be out of their natural environment, but Jamie wanted us to go on tour and he would provide houses for us. So while she was traveling, she wouldn't be a week away from her kids. And they tried to make it so that the kids were always around so that Britney could have access to them. So that's why when she's like, I haven't seen my kids for more than 45 minutes and but it's like, then there are all these instances where she would get these overnight visits and she would have to have monitored visits, but then she would do well. And then she would go with K-Fed to some of like the sporting games with the kids. And, it just seemed like there were a lot of ups and downs with her over the years. But I don't blame him for writing a book. I don't blame him for, see a lot of people like he's an opportunist, but what, yes, that's what we think. And that's what I thought about him. But what makes him an opportunist exactly? Because he works, because he has children to provide for, because that's the part that I'm like, outside of people that are just Britney loyalists, like my question to you is what makes him an opportunist? What makes him an opportunist more than any of us? Like if I had two boys to provide for. And he explains, he's like, listen, it sounds like a lot when I get $20,000 in alimony and $20,000 in child support. Like that sounds like a lot of money. But he's like, but the lifestyle that we had was very expensive. We had to have full-time security 24/7 because of the life that came with being related to Britney Spears. Like these are Britney Spears' children. The paparazzi were hounding us. We had to live in a gated community. We had to hire full-time security, not just because it was fun to have it. It's expensive. And he had to provide that to protect his boys. Any rich, wealthy pop star's children, the thing is they're just behind the gates with their celebrity parents. Whereas in this case, they weren't with Britney. And we saw all of her erratic behavior. We saw her get put on the 5150 hold. We saw her shave her head and bust the umbrella in. And listen, fame and the paparazzi, like I think they're a lot to blame for that. I think her family kind of encouraging this stardom for her. And I don't know if they really pushed it or she really wanted it, but at some point there was a breaking point. And at some point, like she lost her way. And she, like Amanda Bynes, Amanda Bynes definitely Hollywood broke her as a child star. So, Tanya says the boys disclosed so much as they got older. Yeah, I don't, Sarah says kids overlook things to hold every messy parent on a pedestal. If they're fearful, it's their own opinion and it's not just what they were told to think. Kevin seems like he really tried to encourage them to have a relationship with Britney and would often dismiss some of the claims that they would make about their mom until they started having to record him and begging him to not send them over, It's sad. Breaks my heart for the kids and Britney, for the kids, for Britney, for all of, I mean, listen, even the family dynamics are really complicated. I know people hate Jamie Lynn, but I also kind of had a different lens on Jamie Lynn coming out of this, because you really put into perspective, like, she was just the younger sister. She didn't really have a ton of control. Yeah, the paparazzi and the press were brutal back in the day, so much worse than back then. Yeah, social media changed the game a lot. And he talks about that too. He's like, people judged us for selling photos of our kids. But the reality was, the way that the paparazzi were so crazy with doing anything they could to get a first shot of our kids, like, yeah, we sold the photos of the kids because it was safer to do that than it was for them to hound us the way that they would, because they would get so crazy. He said that they would earn $250,000 if they got a good enough shot of them. And listen, when you're dealing with that kind of money, the paparazzi don't care about the safety of you and your babies. Even when you see the way the paparazzi would hound Britney when she'd be holding one of the kids, remember when she had like a glass in her hand and everyone's like, oh, she's drinking and holding the kids and blah, blah, blah. They don't care. Like, I don't believe that the paparazzi cared about the safety of the children. And if something happened to the kid in that moment, those paparazzi shots would go for millions of dollars. And it would be like, oh my God, look at Britney. She's a terrible mother. Like, that's just how crazy and bloodthirsty the paparazzi would get, which is just sad, you know? Kayan says, everyone involved, K-Fed, Britney, the kids, the entire family, it's just sad. Can we all agree about that? The situation overall and the circumstances overall, sad, you know? Isaac said, I just don't know, the family is supposed to know better when they're doing all the business in Hollywood for the first time through Britney. I have space for grace for all of them, to be honest. I agree. I used to think Jamie was a terrible man who was just like working his daughter like a show pony. And I think that there is an element of that is true. But I think there was genuinely a need for Britney to be under a conservatorship. Maybe it was abused. Maybe they took it too far. There's a facility that she went to. Listen to the book recap. I'm not telling you anymore. There's a lot to it. And it made me feel really badly for Britney, but it also made me be like, but like the circumstances that everybody was enthralled into is all crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So yeah. Okay. Let's take a quick break to shout out this week's sponsors, and then we'll get into the Diddy, the Kourtney, and the Katy Perry of it all. Okay, I know you've seen a million different ads for hair growth products and thought, yeah, sure, like that actually works. I did too, okay? And then I found Nutrafol, which I can confidently say isn't like the rest of them. Nutrafol is physician formulated, clinically tested, and dermatologist recommended. If you're dealing with hair issues like thinning or shedding, but you feel stuck and aren't sure what to try next, I highly recommend you give Nutrafol a try, okay? Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting into your body, since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified. That's the gold standard, okay, in third-party certification for supplements. See thicker, stronger, faster hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code NOFILTER. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code NOFILTER. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code NOFILTER. Okay, who else has struggled with their credit? Like me, #guilty. Talk about #NoFilter. Listen, managing your credit can be very challenging. And newsflash, it's been over 16 years since the federal minimum wage was raised to $7.25. Okay, company productivity has doubled while our wallets have not. 1 in 5 of us don't even qualify for a basic credit card. Feels like the system is broken and we deserve to be able to get an apartment, a house, or a car just like our parents could. And that's where Kickoff comes in. I like Kickoff. I just started my Kickoff journey, but it's helping me build my credit fast, right? It's helping me, focus on the financial goals that I have and build the credit score without having to worry about applying for other credit cards. So users with credit under 600 grew an average of 84 points in their first year with one-time payments. With transparent, affordable plans starting at just $5 a month, no hidden fees, zero interest, Kickoff helps you score big when it comes to credit. It's simple. You make on-time payments. Credit bureaus see your good behavior, and your credit can grow fast. With the premium or ultimate plan, the rent reporting feature helps you build credit with the rent you already pay. Plus, only positive on-time rent payments get reported to boost your credit score. That's one feature that I've actually really loved. I pay my rent on time, and it's slowly been helping me build back my credit. Listen, I went through financial wreckage and I had to rebuild, a story for another day, but I'm glad that I now have options with, someone like Kickoff that's safe and trusted by that's safe and trusted by many users. It's a credit solution that I think would be a great addition to help you reach your financial goals as well. Start building credit with Kickoff today and get your first month for as little as $1. That's 80% off the normal price when you go to Get Kickoff. That's KIKOFF. GetKickoff.com/no filter today. That's kickoff without the C, okay? Get KIKOFF.com/no filter. Must sign up via getkickoff.com/no filter to activate offer. Offer applies to new Kickoff customers, first month only, subject to approval, offer subject to change, average first year credit score impact of plus 84 points. That's Advantage Score 3.0 between January 2023 and January 2024 for Kickoff credit account users who started with a score below 600, who paid on time, and who had delinquencies or collections added to their credit profile during the period. Late payments may negatively impact your credit score. Individual results may vary. Alrighty, let's talk about Diddy, because Diddy locked up, they gon' let him out. Locked up, they gon' let him out. So Diddy has an official release date set. He is set to be released from federal prison on May 8th, 2028. He's been incarcerated this entire time. We just finished his trial. He was found guilty. And now he's going to remain behind bars for the next couple years. So he has that's 3 years left. We're in 2025. Little less than 3 years, May 2028. So we have all of 2026, 2027. I mean, I would imagine he may get out in 2027. He'll probably get some time shaved off. I'm assuming before the holidays in 2027 is when we'll see Diddy get out soon. I don't think they're going to hold him in that entire time, but that's the latest on Diddy. He got his sentencing. He's locked up behind bars for the time being, but 2028 is the year he's going to be free. In other news, Katy Perry has officially made her relationship with Justin Trudeau a full featured fling-a-ding-ding. They are out and proud and doing their thing. They went out to a cabaret show. This is page 6. They went out to a cabaret show for Katy Perry's birthday, and you can see them locked hand in hand. Dun, dun, dun. Look at that. They're looking so cute and so fly. So cute and so fly. So they went to celebrate her birthday. It seems like they're a cute couple. I know people may not like Trudeau because they may not be like a fan of his politics, but I think they're a cute couple. He does kind of remind me of Orlando Bloom. I think Orlando Bloom's hotter than Trudeau, but I don't hate it. I think they're kind of a cute couple for sure. Velda said, keep Diddy locked up. We'll see. Lisa R says, cute couple. They are a cute couple, right? Kay Ann says, she definitely has a type. Katie definitely has a type. They deserve each other. Yeah. They can be coochies for Kamala together. So yeah, that's Katy Perry and Trudeau. What is this Britney Spears story? Britney Spears gives a bizarre excuse for erratic driving video as she lashes out at family in fear she's losing control. Oh boy. Don't hold it against her. Britney Spears appeared to give Instagram followers a bizarre excuse for her erratic driving via anyone is wondering, the lookalike was not me. Okay, so this is where, listen, do we really think that Britney is in her right mind? You guys, she's literally, okay, so I did see this actually. My friend Molly sent this to me and Donna, and was talking about, she was like, did you guys see, like, Britney posted that she had like a body double or a lookalike? And so this was the post. It's this like strange, Daisy Duck hugging, it looks like Mickey. And she said, if anyone is wondering, the lookalike was not me. And so this was in reference to this photo that they had of her where she seemed to be driving crazy and erratic. And she's like, it's not me, that was a lookalike, which, I mean, is kind of crazy. Do we believe that that's really a lookalike? Where are all the K-Fed haters now? You're gonna be like, yeah, it was a lookalike. Britney says it wasn't a lookalike. It's just and then she did leave a comment on a separate post where she says, unfortunately, I don't feel respected at all by the most unbelievably horrible things being said about me. So I'm not inspired or motivated at all to show new art. But here's some pretty work from my past that I think was pretty meaningful. I just think she's kind of off her rocker, guys. I mean, you can see the videos of her dancing. People are like, girls just want to have fun. Britney just wants to have fun. Let Britney have fun. She's off her rocker. Like, let's call a spade a spade. She's literally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Isaac said, okay, then who is responsible, guys? She's not in a conservatorship anymore. That's what I want to know, because she seems free to me. She's free. She's absolutely free. Ooh, wasn't there someone famous that she like didn't she get punched in the face by someone's security guard? Like, there was somebody famous and she walked up to them and then she like was getting in the face and then the security guard punched her or something like that. Listen, she's free. She is fully free, and she's dancing with knives and doing all these crazy little videos. And like, I don't know. I've always said that I didn't think that completely freeing Britney, like the whole free Britney, where we just take her off of everything, take her off all her meds, take her off, the conservatorship, like in full, like just as abruptly as they did, and in full, the way that they did. I was like, I don't know if that's healthy for somebody that's had no control over their own lives, Kay Ann says, oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah. Remember the security guard punched her in the face? Michelle says, didn't she just say herself that the conservatorship caused her brain damage? I'm sure it did. Okay, so there is a point in the K-Fed book where he talks about there was this visit to some facility, and it seems to me like something went down at this facility. And Brittany has talked about how like this facility traumatized her. It was in the later years, more recent to the ending of the conservatorship, but there was a facility that Brittany got sent to that I think completely just broke her brain. I don't know what they did to her. Like, I mean, remember, didn't Kanye say that like there were people that are like, giving you lobotomies or changing and breaking your brains, and like they put you in these facilities? I don't know. But it's probably the lithium that did the brain damage. I mean, listen, there's clearly damage there. Can we just like at least acknowledge that Britney is clearly traumatized and psychologically affected by the drama that they put? Yeah, lithium is strong stuff. Yeah, I'm sure that something definitely happened in that facility based off of K-Fed's telling of things. Like, she was definitely struggling with her mental health. Absolutely. I think having a kid, there was probably some postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, something. But it's very obvious that we have broken Britney Spears, like Ariana Grande had her brain erased. I don't know if that's true. I know she said something like that and people ran with it. And they're like, Ariana Grande, like it's the Matrix. And they went boop and they cleared her brain. I don't know if that's true. I mean, listen, that just seems a little too wackadoodle for me. It was some basketball star security when she went to talk to him. Well, yeah, you also think some crazy lady with raccoon eyes. You don't immediately be like, oh my God, it's pop star Britney Spears. You just see some crazy lady waving her hands and she's like, hey, and her hair's a hot mess and her raccoon makeup is smudged all over her face. Yeah, I would punch somebody like that. I'd be like, bitch, back off. And then you're like, oh shit, it's Britney Spears. It's just, don't you know that you're toxic? Okay. Waving her knives. Yeah, ah. So I don't even know. Maybe they were fake knives that she was dancing with because of the fact that she wasn't allowed to have real. No, but now she's free. So she's free to have all the knives that she wants. Remember, wasn't she banging her janitor or something? She cheated on Sam Ansgari. She cheated on him with like a janitor or something. Oh yeah. His security didn't know who she was. Well, no, I don't. You're not gonna recognize Britney Spears looking like a raccoon. How sad is that, though? For real, though, she was easily the most recognizable star ever to be punched by security because you look insane for approaching a famous basketball player. Again, when you look like a crazy lady, oh, he was a landscaper, not a janitor. He was a landscaper. She was like, I got something you can landscape. Come over here and landscape. My cat's name is Karen says, I've been a nurse practitioner for over 20 years and I've offered to be her provider, but she's in California. Okay. Well, girlfriend, I don't know if okay, let's keep going. She came to the ER one time with Justin years ago here in Florida. Are you allowed to say that? Um, I don't, there were so many things about that comment. It was the landscaper, and she's getting her landscaped. I know that's right. She seems histrionic, promiscuous, definitely promiscuous. Kevin caught her like hooking up with a woman. Like it's a lot. Go to no filter all access. It's good. Oh, my cat's name is Karen. Says she's not telling us why Britney went to the hospital. Was this when she had the abortion? I know everyone's like HIPAA. She's like, I didn't say why, but ooh, could it have been the abortion? Is that why she went to the Florida hospital? Because remember, she said Justin made her get an abortion. She is not allowed. No, she is not allowed to say that. I don't know. My cat's name is Karen. Maybe that's why they didn't let you like care for her because you're out here out in her business on the YouTube live. Hashtag just saying. Okay. Well, that's the Britney. That's the Trudeau. Oh, let's talk about Kourtney Kardashian's coochie lollipops. So she has launched new lollipops for your cooch. Okay. And you can get them for just $6.99. It's very exciting. I'm sure everybody is going to want to get a lollipop for their coochie after this, but it's her new coochie Lemmy lollipops. And so they're lollipops that have probiotics in them. They have vitamin C in them, and it's designed to keep your coochie healthy. It's to help prevent or to protect against UTIs and other coochie infections. So if you don't want your coochie to get infected, then get this lollipop for your coochie because you're going to like it. You're going to be like, ooh, yeah. Let me live my life. Live your life. Hey, in that paper, just live your life. Oh, does anybody want a coochie, a lollipop for their coochie? I just feel like, it's so yummy. Your coochie's gonna love it. Oh my gosh, ashwagandha. I love ashwagandha. Here we go. Women's health. So they have the Lemmy Purr capsules and the Lemmy Purr gummies, but now they have the lollipops. Lollipop, lollipop, ooh, lolly, 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 lollipop, 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 ooh, lolly, lolly. Has anybody ever tried the Lemmy gummies? I tried, which one? Let me focus. I haven't tried. Oh, they have the GLP-1 boosters. They have the Lemmy Purr gummies, which are the coochie gummies. They have the Lemmy Deep Low. I heard people really love Lemmy Deep Low. Lemmy Burn. There's the Burn and Lemmy Tone. What is Lemmy Tone? Lemmy Tone has vitamin D. It's a metabolism booster. So Lemmy Burn, Lemmy Curb to curb your appetite. Interessante. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop. It's so interesting. So, yeah. It's to help turn your daily self-care into something sweet and simple. Interesting. No, TMZ says no word as to how many licks it takes to get to the center of Kourtney's coochie lollipop. But I mean, good for her. The latest rollout of the Lemmy vitamin or supplement line is for your hoo-ha. She said hoo-ha, hoo-hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Here, I'll pull up their Instagram so you can see more of these. I don't know if they're actually on sale yet, though. Are they? The cat's almost out of the bag. Can you guess what's coming? Introducing Lemmy Purr Probiotic Lollipops, our limited edition Target exclusive innovation inspired by the #1 bestseller Lemmy Purr. It's the first of its kind women's health probiotic lollipop made with highly researched probiotics, vitamin C, and real pineapple extract to support feminine care and overall wellness. Launching exclusively at Target tomorrow, both in stores and online. Oh, so it's not going to be on the Lemmy website. These are going to be exclusively at Target, the Lemmy Coochie Lollipops. Interesting. Michelle says, I tried them. The deep bloats are delicious, most expensive fruit snacks I've ever bought. Zack, how dare you be live at the same time as Donna to make me have to choose over the both of y'all? Listen, you can replay. Are the Coochie Pops FDA approved? I don't believe so. Most supplements aren't. Yanni says, I never tried Lemmy. I try not to buy Kardashian products. I did like Lemmy Focus, right? I think that was the one I got. Lemmy Focus. Are they made with healthy ingredients? I mean, it sounds like they're made with probiotics and vitamin C and pineapple extract. And the pineapple extract is supposed to make your coochie taste good. Tanya says, but don't put it in your cart upside down. Okay, what's the joke with the upside down pineapple? Somebody needs to explain it to me, because I know that there's a joke with it. Kay Ann says, Kim and Kourtney going into the coochie business to see whose vagina products gets more sales. What the fuck? How do they think that these items are interesting? People are buying them. Clementine says, let me burn in the coochie. No, thank you. No, it doesn't burn your coochie. It burns your fat. It's a gummy. You eat the gum. You don't put the gummies in your coochie. Nor also, to be clear, you don't put the lollipop in your coochie either. You put the lollipop in your mouth, and then it just the magic goes down through the coochie, through the birthing canal, right? You're not putting, to be very clear, you don't put the lollipop in your coochie. It's a lollipop for your coochie, but you put it in your mouth, right? That's why ladies have 3 holes. Zach, thank you for highlighting that most supplements aren't FDA approved, but doesn't FDA approved actually mean anything nowadays? I don't think it means anything much these days. And yeah. But yeah, I would say majority of the supplements you see on the market are not FDA approved. Kate Ann says, no, no, no way. Someone thinks you put the lollipop in your coochie. Listen, some people do. Oh my God, do you remember the episode of The Kardashians where Khloe tasted Kim and Kourtney's? What? How did Khloe do that? I don't remember. I feel like I vaguely remember this. Joy says, Zach, I sent you my crazy disaster dater story via email. It's so crazy. Oh my God, I can't wait to read it. Michelle says the Kardashians can keep all their products away from my birthing canal. Well, now you can have a lovely, healthy, yummy tasting cooch with a nice big fur coat to keep it warm. So, yeah. Amy says, late to join. Love your look today. Thank you. I have to look smart today. I have to look professional today because I have a big meeting today. So wish me luck. Wish me all the good juju. Ah. She smelt it. Their napkins. Oh, and did the coochie smell good or the coochie smell bad? I don't know if I would want to smell someone's coochie. Listen, I'm not going to smell your coochie unless I'm eating it, you know? You may feel differently, but might as well go all the way. Thank you. All the good luck, all the good juju. So, yeah. Fingers crossed. But hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Continue to support the show. Continue to leave Apple Podcast reviews. I think we've got a couple of new reviews. Let's give it some love in the club. Let's see. Did we get some new? Yes, we did. Coco by Z says, Zach, you are on fire. 5 stars. I absolutely love your podcast. Found you for the Blake and Baldoni drama. Stayed because you are fiercely open-minded and are covering all kinds of interesting topics with humor that we all need right now. Loved your recent episode about Taylor Swift. The guests are just who we needed. More of this. So fun. So fun. What's up for tomorrow? Tomorrow's just gonna be another regular episode. Sean and David will be back on Wednesday. Thursday we'll do our reality recap, and then Friday will be Pop Report Fridays with Chefs too. So get ready. All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. Go support Donna Bowling. Her live is happening right now, so go show her some love in the club, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Ciao for now. Bye. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe. All right. Love you. Appreciate you. Talk to you later. Bye.